Yes. What is good, my people? Welcome back to Computer Music Academy's weekly homework podcast. I'm your host, TaurusBeats. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Welcome to week 67 of the weekly homework assignment / podcast. Shout out to our man in South Carolina, DJ Lockturnal, for that intro. We'll be using that for the next 3 weeks. And as I continue to say every week in the podcast, this dude continues to grow and evolve, and he's constantly experimenting with things to do with his productions. So we'll be using this intro for the next 3 weeks, and thank you. Speaking of experimenting, that's what this week's assignment is all about. So no matter what genre you normally produce, or if you're a fan of a particular musician or producer, they are normally in the same tempo range, BPM, which is beats per minute, or the speed of the song. For instance, I'm a hip hop guy, and I'm going to be between, say, like 88, 89, up to like 97, 98, normally. So let's call that the 90s. Somebody like Stevan G or Mr. Legacy, Crooked Mystery Jazz, who mostly does dance music, they're going to be above 120. And I decided to flip that, take everybody out of their comfort zone this week. Welcome to Over and Under. What we're doing is, if you're a guy like me, who's normally under 100, you're going over 100. And if you're normally over 100, come down under 100. And yeah, must have inspired some people because we have 9, count them, 9 submissions this week. Very eager to get to them. Starting off with the man who supplied us with the intro, DJ Lockturnal. Let's see what he has. Look at the big beats on lock. Man, wow, shout out for that. That was a very, very dope track. Once again, continuing to evolve and elevate every single week. On the track itself, bravo, sir. Bravo, bravo. That was nice. Now, Locke, you know, he described it in his submission. He's normally between like a 95 and 105. So he went backwards. He took it down to a 76. Man, felt good, sounded good, rocked good. I mean, yo, everything about that. The mixing, the structure, everything. I see he's stacking snares and stacking kicks, feeling all of that. Excellent job, my man. Excellent. All right, moving on to a gentleman that I actually just brought up. Our man Stevan G is back with us this week. Let's see what he has. Oh boy, Stevan G with a shorty. Literally. Totally different from what we're used to with Stevan. You know, he's normally 120 and up. He actually took it back to, he said 67? Is that what he typed in? Oh, actually, that was the tempo. I'm sorry, that was the assignment 67. Didn't say what tempo, but definitely, it definitely feels under 120. If I had to put it somewhere, I say maybe about like a 95, 96. Could be wrong. But yeah, definitely sounds really, really nice, my man. Had a couple of things happening in there where he actually built the track up and took it back down before it ended. And I know Steven's been dealing with a few things lately as far as work and family and whatnot, so he didn't have as much time to invest. But I'm glad he did get something in, and that actually sounded really cool. I really want to get back to the Stevan G that we all know and love, the dude that just makes these super explosive tracks, because dude is very, very capable. But I'm happy to see him do something different. That's what I'm talking about. That's what this assignment is all about. So shout out for that, my man. All right, moving on to, when I saw it, I said, oh, I have to hear this. Our man, Nelson Manzilla. Let's get into it. Nelson Manzilla doing his thing. Yeah. You know, Nelson is excuse me. Nelson is normally between like he's like a 80 to like a 90, mid 90s guy, if I remember correctly. So seeing him above 100, you know, like in the 120, 130 range, yeah. That's very, very interesting. And he said it in his submission, you know, man, dance music is hard. I did like it though. I like the submission. I really like what he did with that. He definitely implemented some, you know, very familiar elements that you hear in dance music, no matter which subgenre it is. But I like what he did. I like where he went with that. And hopefully, you know, as with all of these assignments, you actually learn something. You get to, you know, do something you've never done before, and then later on get to implement that into your own style or your own productions later. So now that he's been on doing a little dance music, maybe we'll see some of that in his future submissions. So shout out for that, my man. That was a very nice job. I know you said you had a little difficulty mixing it, but I thought it sounded pretty cool. You know, of course, this is something that you're not familiar with, so you're definitely going to have to spend a little more time with that as far as perfecting, you know, everything about it. So shout out for that, my man. All right, moving on to a gentleman this is his second submission into the podcast. My man Tony, aka AR Music. Let's get it in. Yes, AR Music. Oh my. Definitely evolved from the last submission, doing something entirely different. He's mostly in that, I would say, upper 80s to mid 90s, you know, from the couple things I've heard from him. So seeing him above 120, yeah, that's very, very, very nice. I like what he did with it because he kind of started out as like a minimal house and then moved on to like a full pop kind of dance or EDM feel to it. Really, really like that. Really like the structure. The mixing actually sounded really, really nice. He said he was having difficulty mixing it. I think the mixing was actually pretty cool. It sounds very good. The one thing I would definitely suggest is definitely in that last part. I really enjoy what he did as far as changing the different sounds of the basses. That part definitely could have benefited from something up high, like some pads or some strings or something like that. Some da-da-da-da-do, something, just to kind of bring it out a little bit more. But man, I really like what you did with that track, Tony. Excellent, excellent job, my man. All right, oh boy. Moving on to a man who I'm not sure if I should say dominating, but definitely making his presence felt over the last few weeks. Our man in the T-Dot, Sylo Nozra. Let's see what he's doing. Wow. Sylo Nozra. Oh my. Oh my. Ooh. This is the guy. Jeez, dude. I can't even talk. This guy. Oh my. From what I've heard of Sylo, he's normally like a mid-90s, mid-100s kind of guy. And he went backwards. And if I had to call it, I would definitely say that's like definitely a 70s probably. Wow. Really slowed it down and I love the airy pads. I love the feel. Whew. Jeez. I got nothing else to say. Thumbs up, my man. God. Ooh. Cats are showing out. Uh-oh. We have another contender. Inside joke. Thank you for that submission, my man. Thank you. All right. We have coming up next our man from the UK, Crooked Mystery Jazz. Oh my. Let's see what he does.
The original Crooked Mystery Jazz. You don't know.
Yes, 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 yes. Crooked Mystery Jazz. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Oh, I look forward to Jazz's tracks now because he has gotten in the habit of coming with something that you have no idea that he's doing. Not in the sense of like and this is no offense at all, not in the sense of like a Nelson. Nelson, who's always going to take you way left or way right. But I mean in the sense of you know what jazz is all about. And he does it damn well. So it's a pleasure to hear his tracks every week because he's going to do something fresh and innovative and very, very, very dope. He's going to make it work. And that's another example of it right there. Now, if you know anything about jazz, jazz does mostly D&B, garage, more up-tempo type stuff, but he's also very good at the like hip hop tempos, like I say like a 85 to 95 somewhere in that area. So we talked about it. It was a little weird trying to pick where to put him, but he found a very good tempo and man did he deliver. I really like that track. He and Double Negative, they have that stutter perfectly in their music. They do them in not every track, but enough of them, and it's like it's become a signature for both of them. And man, they are killing it when it comes to that stutter, and Jazz is killing it with that track. Excellent job, my man. All right, moving on to our man we haven't heard from in a couple of weeks. Our man in Tampa, Florida, Go 007. Let's get it in. Yes, yes, yes. Our man in Tampa, Florida, Gold 007. With that, I would like to call it a beautiful tribute to 80s kind of pop rock. Oh my, that was nice. Gold is normally 80s to mid 90s, if I'm not mistaken. And he said for that one, he went to like a 108, which sounded great. I like the tempo, the speed of it is very nice. And then what he actually did with it, man, it definitely reminds me of you know, a lot of stuff that I was listening to when I was coming up. And yeah, I'm black, and you know, I listen to a bunch of hip hop, but if you can see from how I do these assignments, I'm a fan of all kinds of music, you know, rock and pop, and of course dance, you know, stuff, hip hop, and even orchestral or classical. You know, I'm a little bit of everything. So this definitely reminds me of, oh my God, I'm about to date myself. Uh, for those who are of age who used to watch Friday night videos, I think it came on NBC at like 2 in the morning or something like that. And I would always see, you know, like the Cars or Motley Crue, even though that's not, you know, pop rock. But you know, I always see those 80s people, Cyndi Lauper, Huey Lewis and the News, you know, that kind of stuff. And that reminds me of my youth right there, man. That sounds so beautiful. I love that track. I really did. So excellent job. And then Gold actually owns, if you've ever looked up the Roland Era AIRA series, he actually owns the drum machine and the synthesizer. And I wonder if he actually used that on this. I'm pretty sure he did, especially the drum machines. Definitely sound like it's from that era. But man, excellent job, Gold. All right, moving on to our man, who I just mentioned not too long ago, representing Detroit. And if our conversation over the last couple of days is any indication, this is very representative of Detroit. Ladies and gentlemen, Double Negative.
Tracks and lashes, 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 tracks and lashes. Tracks and lashes, 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 tracks and lashes.
Double negative.
Tracks and lashes, 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 tracks and tracks and lashes, 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 tracks and lashes.
We now return to your regular programming.
Man, Double Negative. Oh my. Yeah, very representative of Detroit. Oh, there's several people who could appreciate this at CMA from Detroit and outside of Detroit. Oh my, Double Negative. Yes, yes. So, Double Negatives is mostly a hip hop guy. He's a 85 to 95 kind of guy, and he took it above, 120, 130 in that area. That might have been a little bit more actually. But he went with Detroit Ghetto Tech. Oh my. If you ever heard of a gentleman by the name of DJ Assault, he is very, very very, very important to that movement because he made that stuff. Shout out to my man Taharka, who was in Chicago. He's familiar with that as well, being in Chicago, because their stuff over there is similar to what we were doing over here, in the 80s and 90s, especially because they, we have the JIT, they have the footwork. Very similar styles in the dance and the music, but man, very, very, very similar. But man, I love what he did with that. Oh my. If you ever get an opportunity, get to YouTube or at least get to Google and look up Detroit Ghetto Tech, and you will see how accurate this is. Damn, negative. Whew. Yeah, that I literally, that took me back to like my high school days and even afterwards, and like in my early 20s when I was hitting the clubs a lot. Yo, I really wanted to get up and jit, but I'll save that for another day. All right, moving on to our final submission for the week. Our man, TaurusBeats. Let's do it. TaurusBeats closing out week 67 of the weekly homework assignment / podcast. Yes, yes, yes. Taurus, he always puts himself out there as making mood music. And if you've ever listened to any of the stuff on his website, he's I would say anywhere between 70 and 90, mid 90s on a regular basis. So he took it above. I'm gonna put that around a 120, around that area. And did he deliver? Wow, I love it. I love it. Taurus, he's in his zone. You know, he has his things that he normally sticks to, his certain instruments, his certain drums, his certain feel. But I love when we make him do something different, when we take him out of his normal tempo range, and he's kind of forced to do other things, because you saw it was, I guess you could say it was more of a dance type track, something that you may hear in the club or even on like a radio mix or something like that. And man, what he did with it, and he even used the arpeggiator in there, because he's a Reason user, and he's getting used to using I don't know if 8 is out yet, but he's just getting into 7 not too long ago. But man, I really like what he did with that. The different change ups, and towards the end, you know, it built up and it had this climax towards the end where it's like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. Excellent, excellent job. And excellent job to everyone who submitted this week. TaurusBeats, Double Negative, Gold 007, Crooked Mystery Jazz, Sylo Nozra, AR Music, Nelson Manzilla, Stevan G, and Lockturnal. And thank you for watching, listening, supporting us, and being a part of what we do every single week. If you would like to join us, be on the podcast, be a member, get the discounts, get the exclusive tutorials, and every other benefit of being a member, come on over to computermusicacademy.com and join us. It is that simple. We're done for the week, and we will talk to you next time. See ya!